Hi, it's TaiBug and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you a super easy everyday makeup look. It's gonna be a little bit more K-beauty, C-beauty inspired instead of like Western beauty. I've just been really into Korean makeup and Chinese makeup and their sort of style recently. So if that's not your jam, totally cool. But you can definitely use these products to make whatever sort of look you want. So first, to start off with, I'm going to be using this Ongredients Skin Barrier Calming Lotion. And this is just like a really super lightweight lotion, and it has a lot of calming ingredients in it. And you really don't need that much. I have my mirror off to the side here. And I like to apply this first so it has a chance to sort of like rub in and soak in a little bit while I'm doing other things. Then I'm gonna do my brows. I think most people do their brows first, just because I don't really know why most people do their brows first, but it just seems like the natural way of things, the natural order of life. So this is the Peripera, no wait, is it? Yes, this is the Peripera Speedy Skinny Brow in gray brown. So this is more so my natural hair color. Oh, if you didn't see, look at my pink hair. It's kind of faded just because I've been testing out some shampoo products, but it's pretty. So this is the black color. And it's just a basic, really super skinny pencil, like microscopic. And then you line the bottom. And since my eyebrows are already pretty filled in naturally, I mostly just focus on the front part here. And then you always want to make sure to brush it out so it doesn't look like a harsh line or anything. Bada bing, bada boom. Eyebrows are done. Next, we are going to lay our eyebrows down just a little bit. We're not going to get a laminated brow look, just we're going to make sure everything stays in place. So this is the Rare Beauty Flexible Lifting Gel, and it's just a clear brow gel. I know Rare Beauty has just come out, I think, with a tinted brow gel. And since this formula is just like super duper good, I might be trying out their tinted formula soon. And then you just start at the front. And you're going to be not so brushing up, but sort of towards the side in the natural way your eyebrows grow. And sometimes with these brow gels, you'll see a little bit of excess right here on the tip. That's totally fine to just like wipe off on the edge. Then we are going to do a little bit of eye makeup. For everyday makeup, you don't really want to do a whole bunch of planning, so I just would use all neutral shades. This is the Natasha Denon Mini Eye Sculpt palette. They have a cool tone palette and a warm tone palette. I'm more so warm tone, so this is going to be that one, I think. Actually, don't know. I think when I got this, they didn't have a warm or a cool tone option. It was just this, so I'm not sure if this is one or the other or not. And just for an everyday look, I'm not gonna use an eye primer because I'm gonna be rushing out the door. I don't wanna have to take all of that time. You know, I want my makeup to last, but I don't need it to stick, you know? We're gonna use a really fluffy brush just so everything blends really easily and you don't have to worry about like mixing colors so much. And I'm going in with this sort of, these two shades here, mixing that on the brush and going into the inner corner. And you're gonna wanna stop right at like the middle of your eyelid. Then, I really like this just because it makes it super easy to know which order to do colors in. So basically you would start from here and end here, depending on how dramatic you want your look to be. So then I'm gonna go in with this second to last shade, this brown. Make sure it's just really lightly dusted on there, and you're gonna wanna start building in the outer corner. Because I have really stretchy skin, sometimes I'll blend with my eyebrows down and then blend with my eyebrows up, because sometimes there will be like some gaps if I don't lift my eyebrow up to see what all is going on there. Oh, and by the way, I'm using the same brush to do all of this. Then I'm gonna use a separate brush that's more so just a flat brush, and I'm gonna go in with the lightest shade and sort of push that into the inner corner here. See how that gives a nice little highlight? Now we're going to try out the cushion. The reason why you do the eyeshadow first before you do like the face makeup is just in case there's any fallout. It makes it super easy to just clean off real quickly. Versus if you had the foundation on, you might be accidentally wiping off foundation and leaving gaps. So this just makes it a lot easier. And I've seen recently that the way to hold the cushion is you're gonna do 2 fingers underneath the band and 1 on top so you get a really even application. Then I'm just gonna push in here. Oh, a lot of that came out. And I'm gonna tap off the excess here just because it seems like there's a lot of excess. And then I start with my cheeks. I don't typically apply my cushions like this, but since there's just so much product, I feel like I need to get the most of it off. Then I'm going to apply a Jung Mool Essential Mool Micro Fitting Mist. This is sort of more of a finishing mist than like a setting mist. So I'm going to use that so I can sort of blend out the edges of this. I'm going to use this really thick fluffy brush and sort of pat it in. And I decided not to use a primer with this just because I wouldn't typically. So we will see how this performs with that sort of nonchalance. Nonchalance? Is that a word? Make sure you get all the edges so it doesn't look like you're wearing a mask. Then I'm going to go in with this Tower 28 concealer. It's in the shade KTOWN. And I'm just going to put a tiny bit under my eyes. And I have a lot of fine lines under my eyes, so I don't typically apply the product right in those areas. I apply it around it and then blend into those areas. I'm going to use this really dense angled brush and just blend out this color. And with this, you're going to use a lot more of like a patting motion than a sweeping motion. Now I'm going to go in with this powder from Flower Nose. This is their Swan Ballet series in the shade 02 Lavender. This is their Music Box Loose Setting Powder. I don't know if they still sell this anymore. And this comes with a nice puff. And I'm just going to powder basically everywhere. And the reason why I'm using a lavender shade instead of like a translucent or more so a skin tone one is because I want to brighten up the face a little bit. Feels a little too bright. Is that better? I haven't used this ring light in a while, so I hope I wasn't too washed out that whole time. Okay, so while I was away, I just did a light bit of contouring around my nose. This is the Kaleidos Contour Trio. If you want a separate tutorial on contouring, let me know. Then I'm going to do my cheeks. This is the Tooq Water Cream Color Blusher in this shade Mocha Pop. I just want a really neutral sort of blush color so it doesn't stand out too much but still gives me a little bit of color. And just gonna do that in the center of my face to sort of like shorten it a little bit. And I just blend it with my fingers. No need to get another brush colorful. Sometimes I think blending with your fingers is the best option. Especially when you're using like a cream or liquid product, it just gives you the best bang for your buck. And then on top of that, just to set it a little bit, I'm going to use the Naming Bagel, Naming Fluffy Powder Brush in the shade Bagel. This is sort of like complementary colors. And I'm just gonna do a light little brushing of this on top. And as you can tell, I'm blending up a little bit, so that will lift the face. We're gonna go back to the eyes for a second, and I'm going to use this Too Cool for School art class pencil. I don't know which shade this is. Oh, in Shining Linen. And I'm just gonna go sort of like in the center of my under eye here and just brush that in. So this will sort of like brighten up your eyes a little bit and draw attention away from your bags, but to like your pupil. So it's like, oh, whoop, yeah. And this is a really nice shade just because it's more neutral and it doesn't like conflict with a whole bunch of other colors. I'm gonna use this contour palette to really lightly line underneath my eyes just so there's a little bit more definition there. And I'm gonna use the contour shade, and I'm gonna start in the inner corner, then I'm gonna go underneath where I put the little pencil, outer corner, and just go out a little bit. So that like, this is like aerosol, but not exactly, but it's supposed to like make your skin, make you look more youthful. But you really want to have a very light hand when you're doing this, because if you do it wrong, it will look wrong. And people be like, why did you draw on your face like that? And if it's looking too harsh, you just want to get a really fluffy, plain brush and just blend it all together. Together, 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 everyone. together, together. Come on, let's have some fun. Then we're just going to line our upper lid and do like a little tiny flick with this Canmake Creamy Touch Liner in 01. This is like tiny, tiny. I'm gonna go, and then just sort of drag that out. Okay, I finished it off with the Benefit Bagel Bang Mascara. I applied it to top and bottom lashes, and then I had to replace my lip just because it was separating really weirdly. So this is the Etude Fixing Tint in Midnight Mauve. I basically use this for anything. And that's the final look. This is super easy for every day, and it's beginner friendly. Like, if you've never touched makeup before, this is the easiest look to do, and it makes you look polished and like you know what you're doing. I mean, like, if you saw me in the street, you'd be like, oh, she knows what she's doing, right? Say right. So this is the look. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys again soon. And let me know if you have any questions on how to apply makeup or what sort of products I use. Just let me know. I'm here in the comments watching. See you later, alligator.